It's humid, the sun is beating down, and the rugby certainly will turn up the heat in a little while as we bring you the first of the semi-finals in this much-awaited knockout tournament. Trinity travelling down to Colombo to take on Wesley College live from the Royal College Sports Complex here in Colombo. Joining me in the commentary box, former Trinity hooker Sudarshana Piris, looking forward to what will be an absolutely scintillating 70 minutes of rugby if the form lines of these two teams are anything to go by.
Good evening to all, everybody who was joining in, and yes, Shanaka, absolutely enthralling game on our hands today because both these teams have impressed in the previous occasions. Wesley a little bit more, if you may, because their quarterfinal of against those Patriots was absolutely final worthy. Trinity stumbled a little bit against Sahira but managing to get the win, but they will want to make sure that they go into their consecutive final in the 2026 edition. It's going to be a very, very interesting one, especially because of the weather at hand here in Colombo, Shanak. It's very, very sunny and humid. How will the Trinitians and also the lads from the Double Blues manage that? We will have to see.
Well, I was up in Kandy last week, and Sudarshan, it was actually very much cooler than it is here in Colombo. So I think the lads from Kandy will find it a little difficult adjusting, although they have played here a couple of times already. It's very sunny. Currently, it says 33 degrees Celsius. But walking to the ground from outside, it certainly didn't feel like 33. It felt more like 36, 37. The wind speed is not something that we need to worry about too much. But where the sun will set is something that's going to be interesting. Who's going to pick the side based on that? And are those high balls going to impact the back threes of either team? That's more what we have to keep in mind, especially at this ground.
Absolutely. I think that's something that will dictate terms in this game as well. Both teams like to kick. They have two fullbacks who are looking for those tactical kicks as well. So Sean Altaf and Mohamed Fawar's early indications of that duel being, and that duel setting the tone for the game here in this semi-final.
Yes, it's going to be a great game for sure because Trinity will be looking to go one better than they did last year, Sudarshana, because I feel they thought they should have won that. It would have been a double winning year for them if they did actually win that. But they came so close, but just denied by a superb try by Windy Kodithuwakku in the last moments of that final. We all remember it here from the sports complex. But Trinity will be desperate to go one further than last time, and this is where the quarterfinals were decided. As Sudarshan said, St. Peter's taking on Wesley. There was 7 points in the final equation, but that game was much closer than even that 7 points showed. 9 tries scored in that game, an absolute final worthy game. Royal College went into the half with just a 2-point lead, but came back, absolutely spanked St. Thomas's 25 points to 5. Although the Thomians managed to score first in that game. And St. Joseph's, coming through a tough quarterfinal against Kingswood, took on Isipatana College, the defending champions, and only a 3-try performance. I'm sure they would have wanted a few more crosses of the line from there, 22 points to 10. And Trinity College taking on Zahira, I'm sure that defensive performance would have concerned Coach Fazil Marija. I'm sure he's worked a lot on that today because they'll need it against these fast-running Wesley backs.
One thing Coach Fazil Marija would have been happy about that game is Trinity's second half performance, where they managed to come back from trailing in the first half to come and clinch that game. This is the road to the final as we take a look at that. And Shanaka, interestingly, we have a repeat of last year's semi-final, Isipatana taking on Royal College as well. This time though at London Place. That's going to be a very, very important one because remember, while it not being the Major Milroy Trophy, it's going to be some rivalry dished out there.
Well, it is a dress rehearsal for that trophy, Sudarshan, and that's a trophy that both teams really look forward to as well. Royal College obviously look forward to the Rugby, but the Isipatana game is something that they hold very dear to their hearts as well. So that's going to be a no love lost and no holds barred game as we watch the Double Blues warming up. The Zamzam Zaki boys from Walikada, and here are the boys from Trinity. Fazil Marich are there with the ball and lining up his troops for that choreographed warm-up that they've been doing for a while. But both teams taking a little easy, which is nice to see in the warm-up, Sudarshana, because it's been beastly hot over the last week in Colombo, and it's really nice to see that the teams are responding to that heat and making sure that the boys are not too fagged out before they even start the game.
Very important, isn't it? You got to make sure that you really play the game when the whistle blows and not before it or after it. So both these coaches recognizing that. The two semi-finals, as we spoke, Trinity College taking on the Wesleyites in the semi-final number 1, and Royal College, of course, taking on EC Patana. That's tomorrow at 3:45 live from the London place. But today, both these teams will be wanting to make sure that they get one step closer to winning this all-important knockout title. Wesley last won it in 2013 under Rahul De Silva. Trinity last winning it in 2011 under Murad Ramsin, and will feel like they've missed out on many chances that they could have to clinch the trophy.
So interesting, more than 10 years since either of these teams have laid their hands on this trophy, but only one of them will get an opportunity, of course, to go the distance and get into next week's finals. But here are the boys getting their hydration on board. Make sure that that is top-notch for them, because all the electrolytes they'll be losing just by standing out here is going to be something that the coaches and the physiotherapists and everyone who's involved in the training of that team will make sure they get absolutely right for the recovery, because there is another week to go for one of these teams. Who that team will be, we'll find out in about 70 minutes' time. We'll be back after the commercial break.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසි කූල්. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
බෑග්වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Love rugby,
live rugby.
Prima Kotumi, fun tamai.
Saratona enjoy කරන්න party එකට go. Night go, pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
එතකොට මහත්තයාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි? අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග්වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Let's KFC! Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
For passion, a competitive spirit. It's for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right. Real energy.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කෝල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කෝල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසිකෝල්. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කෝල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කෝල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසිකෝල්.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
ගෙවන් යන්න ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න ලොකු පොඩි හැම ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම
Very good afternoon and welcome back to live pictures here from the Royal College Sports Complex as we get ready to kick off the first of the semi-finals in the knockout tournament of the school's Dialog school season. And Wesley, in their warm-up t-shirts, also in the double blue, will be taking on Trinity College on the far end of the field, who have travelled all the way down from Colombo with just one intent in mind, and that is the intent of taking home this knockout trophy, which they almost had a fingernail on last week, but this week, not so much. So let's wait and see what the Wesleyites plan on doing about that intent. Fazil Marija on the fringe of their team's huddle. They'll be going into the hut very soon to make sure they change up and come back. The Wesleyites being put through their paces as well. And here are the results so far from the runners-up of last year's tournament. Led, of course, by Shan Altaf, the hero of the Rugby from a season or so ago. And Trinity coming up against Thurston and getting over the jersey confusion well enough, 38 points to 8. And Trinity College taking on Zahira in the quarterfinal. And that was a game that was a game of two halves once again. In the pre-quarters, they played well in the first half, Sudarshana, and this time well in the second half. You think that's a tactic from Coach Fazil, trying to make sure that his team paces themselves?
Well, I'm very sure that it isn't. Coach Fazil didn't look very happy at the end of either half. So that's the second half against Thurston and the first half against Zahira. So Trinity need to make sure that they are priming themselves for that 70-minute game, especially with a side like Wesley College, who like to run the ball. They spot the gaps behind you. So you got your back three need to be up on the mark, and also tactically, when you kick to them, you got to make sure you identify the space because they like to run the ball as well. Wesley, impressive victory against Mahanama, really put a mark on themselves and announced themselves saying we are here. And against St. Peter's, like we spoke earlier as well, Shanika, 36 points to 9-29, a game worthy of a final.
They've scored more than 100 points already in just these two games, Sudarshana, but they will be concerned that they let in 5 tries against St. Peter's and scored only 4 of them. So even though they won that game, they won it largely thanks to Mohammad Fawaz's boot that kept ticking that scoreboard over. But they will not want to be conceding as many as 2 or even 3 tries against his Trinity College outfit. So leaking that 5 tries, Coach Terence Henry will certainly be going back to the video and figuring out how exactly that happened and making sure it doesn't happen again. But St. Peter's very unlucky to be knocked out at the quarterfinal stage. But if Wesley go on to win this championship, at least they can say they played the de facto final in that game, which was a stunning affair and a really great curtain raiser for this entire school season that everyone has been looking forward to for a long time. Final touches on the warm-up, and there's that man himself, Terence Henry, in that trademark hat of his. And here are the Trinity boys making sure they get the water on board. And not just water, it's the electrolytes in that water as well. And both teams ensuring that they train in the shade. So Wesley's warm-up has been very truncated, Sudarshana. They haven't done too much, none of the fancy stuff. They haven't done a lot of contact either. So it's interesting to see how they're responding to the conditions.
Yeah, it's something the coaches and the strength and conditioning coaches would have had their eyes on, because you got to make sure that you pace yourselves well here in these conditions, and they are accustomed to these conditions as well here in Colombo. Trinity, on the other hand, pacing themselves. They are not trying. They are trying to get the hydration right. Make sure that you start off the game well. For both the teams, it's going to be very important, Shanaka, to try and make sure that they start this game well, because the initial burst is going to dictate the momentum, and that's what Wesley College absolutely aced against St. Peter's, because they put in the pressure, unsettled St. Peter's, and in the second half it was too steep of a mountain for the Beatrites to climb.
Yes, it's going to be interesting to see how Shan Altaf steers his boys from that fly half position, and also see how Indikap from the fullback position, and see how Indikap does from the fly half position as well. So Abdul Malik, who actually was the fly half who started off last season, he moved to and fro between 10 and 50, and now he's been given the responsibility of coming in at number 10. And intelligent kicking is going to be the key to this game, Sudarshan. I don't think a lot of tries are going to be scored end to end. It's going to have to be close quarter stuff and just first phase attacks, that kind of thing is what we're going to be looking for. So let's see how well either of these teams kick. We'll be back with the team cards and the kickoff just after this.
ගෙවන් යන්න ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න ලොකු පොඩි හැම ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න හොඳම ෆෝන් එකක් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
අව්ව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසි කූල්.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Perfectly. Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Kitchen එක අබාන්ස් කරන්නේ දැන් wife උත් happy එකේ ඉන්නේ wife happy කරන්න kitchen එක අබාන්ස් කරන්න
It's almost time for kickoff in this first semi-final of the Dialog Schools knockout season. Wesley College from Abdul Rahman, Keshara Rahul, Nelit Hapugala, all experienced campaigners, Shalom Jayasumana, Netuja Netsara, Hivin Utmika, Liam Onassis, and Pawan Thiranagama moves from the front row to the third row in this his final season in the Double Blues. Shafwan Wadud and Shifan Imtikab will pair off in the backs, and Dinaru Lakendra on one wing with Arab Ali, Pratana Rodrigo, Ayan Hussain, and the man to watch out for emerging from the shadows of Abdul Haji is Mohammad Fawaz. Silva, Atvidu, Rushan Fernando, Vijay Singh, Pereira, Fahir, Mendis, Johar and Sadish will be the ones who come off the bench to try and finish this game off for Wesley, but looking for Pawan Thiranagama's leadership today as well, Sudarshana, and looking to see how that halves combination might just turn Trinity's defense from side to side and where they can get with that.
Dinulang Kendra and Ayan Hussein's defensive work as the last line of defense is going to be absolutely crucial, and how they support Mohammad Fawaz in trying to turn the possession over is going to be very interesting. Trinity lining up with Misala Pereira, Ritika Veragam and Nahil Jaya unchanged from last game as well. Vihanga Indusari Evin Jayasena comes into the mix, and Nisit Kumarasinghe, Hamza Abdin and Achinta Jayasen, who's dropped from the front row to the number 8 position for Trinity as well. He's going to have to do a little bit more work than last time carrying the ball, because Achinta Jayasen put in a defensive masterclass in the final game. Udan Vijayakon has been entrusted with that number 9 jersey for a couple of years at Trinity College, but Abdul Malik gets a start for the first time this season. Came on in the second half from the bench against the Thursday Knights and changed the game. Dimat Tambepiti and Amar Mansil starts off for Trinity, so some experience coming back into that wing position with Mansil coming in. Sadisha Veeravansa and Kevin Veerakon has been the preferred centre combination for Trinity College, and also with Shan Altaf, the skipper, of course, who will be pulling all the strings from that number 15 jersey. Finishers for Trinity: Rodrigo, Kavsidhu, Disoisa, Yani, Nazir, Fernando, Nimnet, Abdul, Faisal and Paris, who drops to the bench in place of Amar Mansil.
I saw Paris in the under-17 game last year, and he looks a stunning runner. Looking forward to seeing him in Trinity colours in a couple of years' time, or maybe even this season, who knows. The Wesley fans are out here in number. The Trinity side of the supporters group may be hampered by the petrol restrictions, unable to perhaps come down and follow their team with the same kind of intensity and passion that they're usually known for. So they're a little outnumbered here in the Royal College Pavilion, but I'm sure they won't mind that as long as they see the numbers higher on the scoreboard at the end of the game. But that's what we're all here to find out, how this game is going to go. The flags are out from both sets of prefects, and the teams will be running under those two flags in just a moment, as we look at the Trinity College crowd looking on anxiously. And that's the section of the pavilion that the Wesley College fans have inhabited today. And their team really has been something to talk about in the early part of this season, Sudarshana.
They've been absolutely fabulous, the Double Blues. They've played some very exciting rugby. Their forwards, led by stand-in skipper Nilut Hapugala, the big prop forward, has been wonderful, despite not having their regular skipper Kaisal Lai, who's missing out this early part of the season due to injury. Wesley have made his absence largely unknown, and that's a sign of a fabulous team. Shanaka, when you lose a skipper, it's always difficult to rally around, but they've rallied around together and they've made sure that they are a force to be reckoned with. So all eyes will be on the Double Blues. Trinitians, on the other hand, will want to make sure that they use the experience that they possess. They have an experienced side who went out against a very strong Isipatana side last year, but they will want to make sure that they book their spot in the final this time around as well.
A little different the way the teams are running out. Wesley with a lot more control, and Trinity bursting out of the blocks, anxious to get off to a fast start. And it was something I noticed even during the warm-ups. Wesley were very restrained, Sudarshana. They know that they want to burst when the whistle goes for the first kickoff. But at the moment, they are very controlled. They haven't really exerted themselves too much, as both teams high-five each other for the final time before their lock-ons.
Well, I think that is going to be a characteristic of how this game is going to be played by the Double Blues, Shanaka. When you have a very strong forwards outfit, you got to make sure that you pace your game well, and that's something Wesley will be looking at, because Trinitians will be looking for an explosive start. They will want to start strong. They will want to put some pressure on Wesley, who come into the game as favorites because they've had the better run in the past couple of games. So it's an interesting matchup we have between the two teams. Wesley taking a knee just before the game. Pawan Tirunagapadawan barking out instructions, the deputy skipper of the side.
Well, the Methodists are taking on the Anglicans, so it's going to be a busy day for the man upstairs, as I'm sure there will be plenty of entreaties towards him. But that won't matter, because there's a man in the middle as well. Ishanka Bekon will be taking charge of this encounter. And he was the man in charge of that superb Wesley versus St. Peter's match as well. So we should be guaranteed a fast-paced encounter, because he likes to let the game flow. But it's been a while since these teams have been on the pitch and they haven't started off yet. You don't want to lose your concentration, lose your intensity with too much fanfare almost before the first whistle, Sudarshana. So this is something that coaches need to address as well from a psychological standpoint, that you don't drop your intensity before the start of the game. Ishan Kabekun doing the customary counting of the players, making sure there aren't any more or any less than the rules allow, which is of course 15. 10 on the bench in a schools game, from which you can choose 8 of your replacements. Here's Shifon Indika in the number 10 jersey. I'm sure you would have been watching former Wesley captain Murshid Zubair in the club circuit this year and seeing how he has played. Always good to see some recent old boys from your school, isn't it, Sudarshana, that you can emulate?
Yeah, going to be exciting game for this young lad as he kicks off.
They go deep and run back by Veerabangsa. Caught
back last foot
in the 22, and they will get this one back to Shan Altaf, and he's charged down immediately, and this has really set the cat among the pigeons. Does Wesley have it? No, Trinity have managed to hold on to it through Abdul Malik. Charge down, really bringing everyone onto their feet, and Trinity have managed to control the ball and will try to give Shan Altaf a little bit more space, and this time he hurries his kick, but it's not found touch. He'll come back through Fawaz, always looking to counter-attack, changes the angle, but it's not an accurate pass that time to Pavan Thiranagama. Here they go on the short side. Back for Thiranagama once again, takes on Nisala Pereira. Here's the big man Shalom. Abdul Rahman, in fact it was. Here's
roll away first. Stay last foot.
Wesley through their big lock forward. Still holding on, good continuity from them as Onassis takes it on. And that's been knocked on. Good intervention at the ruck.
Good work by Evin Chayaseth at that time, but this has been a problem for Trinity College. Shan Altaf being charged down because he does take a casual half a second before he kicks the ball. And in tight occasions, it has been a problem. Thiranagama carrying the ball for, beg your pardon, that's Shalom. Liam, rather, Onassis carrying the ball forward. And take a look at this intervention. Intusara, I believe, that time for Trinity.
Set. Steady.
So first scrum of the game, and already Wesley's tight head looks like he's been forced in by Misla Pereira on the loose head side for Trinity. So that's a good scrum by the Trinitians. And once again, Shan Altaf stutters, looks up and thumps it high. It's a contestable kick that nobody wants to take from the double blues. Eventually, it's knocked forward, and it will be another scrum for Trinity.
Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. Captain. 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 Decision එක මම ගන්නවා. පාස් සර්සර් කියලා කෝල් කරන්න එපා. First time warning. Right.
So Atim Tajayasena getting a stern talking to early doors from referee Shankar Bekun, saying, I will take the decisions, you don't need to appeal.
Yeah, it's not cricket. And the cricket's happening, and Trinity College has a very good result in the cricketing fund, winning their quarterfinals against Nalanda College. They lost the first innings, Shanaka, but in the 3-day game, have managed to secure an outright victory in the Tier 1 Division A Under-19 3-day tournament. So appealing has happened very well at Katunayaka.
Udan Vijay Kun prepares to feed after having a quick scan of how they've lined up defensively, and they go on the 8-9 feet. Coming back infield is Altaf. Malik, rather, who was standing on the short side. Nitika carrying this up strongly. And again, it's good continuity and good quick ball, but Udan Vijayakun takes his time getting there. Nisit Kumarasinghe carries. Vijayakun now will still leave it to his forwards. He's holding back, and they're just within about 10 meters of the 22. A lovely little chip kick from Abdul Malik, but it's well read in the end from Wesley, who got across, and that was Prathana Rodrigo, the senior man, who came back and made sure he intervened at the right time.
Trinity College have forced another knock on as well. This is brilliant from Trinity. They are reading the spaces behind Wesley College and trying to put pressure on them. Wesley have had to backpedal after that all-important block on Shan Altaf. And Trinity are rushing the Wesleyites currently. And Abdul Malik, his introduction, you could see that he's spotting the space behind the Wesley defense, and he's putting in contestable kicks as Misala Pereira is okay to continue. Early hit on that heavily strapped knee. Was doing some very good work in the earlier scrum, Shanaka. So
time back on.
Trinity will be hoping that he can continue.
So this is a very important scrum for both teams. It was very clear that Nahil Jaya on the loose head side had the better of Nelly Thapugala in the last engagement. But this time it looks like it's better from Wesley. And there you go from Udan Vijayakun. Savira Bangsa, who carries strongly. Here we go for Jayasena. Jayasena coming in field. Still available for Trinity, but it's slow ball. They wouldn't mind that though, as they'll latch on. And Wesley forced into some goal line defense early from some good penetrative play from Trinity leading up to this. Living danger is there. The Trinity latches, waiting for the ball to come out.
Use it. Back.
Use it is the call. And there's a penalty advantage coming for Trinity. They'll hope that they don't need to use it, and they don't, as Nisit Kumarasinghe manages to find his way over the line. And the young flanker who played so well last season has opened the scoring in the semi.
Amanabak try number 1 in this semi-final. Nisit Kumarasinghe benefiting from the very good work of the forwards. They were patient. They waited for that penalty to come. And Wesley guilty of overstepping the offside mark. 5 points on the board. Amanabak try number 1 for Nisit Kumarasinghe as Shan Altaf readies the goal conversion. Will want to make sure that he hits the mark and has no problem. 7 points to nil. Trinity into the scorebooks.
So the first Amana Bank try and the first goal conversion means that Trinity College will go into an early lead, 7 points to nil. And it looks like that is a very controlled start from them. You can see where Wesley went offside. Yes, they didn't get back. Referee Shankar Bekun telling the Wesley defensive line very clearly to step back. But they didn't take the advice, and Nisit Kumarasinghe wriggling his body over. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, as you can reach over and make one movement to score even though your knees are on the floor. So nice mobility and agility from Nisit Kumarasinghe to score that long short range try. Once again kicked off by Indika. And Veera Bangsa carries strongly once again. They've kicked straight to him twice now.
Taken in.
Vijayakun to Abdul Malik this time. Thumps this straight down the field. And here's Rodrigo. Lovely little swerve of the hips from Prathana Rodrigo. Can't get past Udan Vijayakun though. Lovely run by the Wesleyites. Here's the burst from Abdul Ahmed. Tiranagama takes it almost to the 22. Can hear the Wesley crowd in the background. Here's Abdul Rahman once again. He's a big forward but needs to improve his body position into contact.
No hands on the ground.
Here's the Cub. They get the ball away, and now it's Mohammad Fawaz in for the corner. And deadly work from the short side from Wesley College, hitting back immediately.
A fabulous work from Wesley, using the forwards, drawing in the defenders and opening up that outside channel. And Trinity have been guilty of opening that channel in the past couple of games as well. Amana Bank try for that all-important playmaker, Mohammad Fawaz, as we take a look at the last couple of moves, but this was made a couple of phases ahead, and Mohammad Fawaz outrunning the cover tackle of Shan Altaf. Fabulous work from Wesley. And Wesley College will be hoping that their key man can get the extras and square it out here. Amana Bank try, 5 points in the pocket. Can the goal conversion equalize? Good connection on the ball, and just outside the right upright. 7 points to 5 will be how it remains here at Royal Complex, but what a start to the game.
Superb for the fans, superb for the neutrals, wherever you are watching in the world, joining this broadcast on the Papare. Two scintillating tries, two very different tries as well. One Amana Bank try at close quarters, scored by the forwards, and one set up by the forwards and scored by the rapier thrust of Mohammad Fawaz. But just take your hat off also to Pawan Thiranagama, who took two defenders and managed to free his arms for that offload to Fawaz, and that's what he brings to the table.
Like you mentioned, started off as a hooker and now plays in the 8, plays 7s for Wesley as well, so has that ability and skill.
Play on.
Box kicks, but it's been charged down. It's been charged down, and he's going to run all the way over Hamza Abdin. He's made a habit of scoring tries last season in the number 7 jersey, and now he's moved 1 digit lower, but doesn't matter because he scored another Amana Bank try. Pickpocketed the Wesley Strama of Shafran Wadud there.
Shafran Wadud that time a little bit more casual, little too casual, trying to clear that ball, and Hamza Abdin absolutely brilliant. Amana Bank try number 2 for Trinity College. Immediate response, immediate reply, and the double blue supporters are shell-shocked. And this is something that we keep telling. Teams are very, very vulnerable soon after they score. You tend to relax a little bit, and that's exactly what happened to Shafran Wadud. And Hamza Abdin doing the right thing, being a very, very good poacher. And the third rovers are normally very good poachers, as Shan Altaf adds in the extras through the goal conversion. 14 points to 5, Trinity in the lead.
Here we go, we can see that one again. Here's Abdin in the number 6 jersey. We see the arriving players, and Wadud at the back picks it up, and he was the first to react, was Hamza Abdin. Came around the short side from the blind spot of Wadud and just picked that up and cantered over for the try. Here is Abdul Malik once again, slips and doesn't find touch. It's Thiranagama with a nice ball to Fawaz, who breaks one tackle, stays on his feet nicely. Here they are through Wadud. Lovely line speed from Trinity, getting right up there in the face of Trinity's outside backs, Wesley's outside backs rather. Abdul Rahman. Here's Thiranagama. Great center of gravity he has, so low, very difficult to bring down. And here's another big run from Liam Onassis, who has been given the task of carrying the ball once again. Nice little step. Outstanding work from Ali there. And Wadud looking for options. Nobody wants it. Here they are, a little bit of space opening up now. Coming back was Ehran Ali once again. Pass is behind Nelly Thapugala, unfortunately, but he does well to support it and win the penalty.
Wesley so far have been forced to play a lot of contact rugby in their amber zone, Shanaka, something that they wouldn't want to do with their heavy set of forwards who are going to be key in this game. And this penalty is very important. Intikab gets very decent yardage on that, brings play up to the 22 mark. And this line out, the first line out of the game, we've had very good continuity in this game with both teams looking to keep the ball alive. Hapugala was the man carrying it. Here, he needed to get away, and Wesley doing very well to trap him inside that ruck. And referee Abekon having no mercy on Mr. Pereira, who lost his footing.
I thought he deserved a little bit of time to get out of there because he wasn't really impacting the release of the ball. There was no one poaching over it or anything like that, but the referee is consistent. That's all we can ask for. And also from a technical point of view, he wasn't rolling east to west, was he? He did roll a little bit north to south. And as you said, first line out of the game, very interesting one. Keshara Rahul dummies, and Hamza Abdin tells him that's going to happen all game, son.
Fabulous work from Hamza Abdin. If you can take a look at that line out again. He forced Kesar Rahul. He knew that it was the first one. I'll try and get one over you. And sweeps the cotton on the ice. Brilliant work from Abdin. An opportunity for Trinity to try and create an exit through Sean Altaf. Puts the ball out. Still available for Wesley. Doesn't find touch.
Just on the halfway mark. He couldn't kick it out because, well, he could, but he wouldn't get the ball back because it was only a free kick. And that's great work. Excellent work from Abdin again.
Well, try score Hamza Abdin. Quickly taken by Udan Vijayakon. Vijayakon beats one man, Vijayakon, and the line at his mercy stopped inches away. This is fabulous from Trinity's number 9. Now the forwards rallying around the action.
Took it really quickly. Udan Vijayakon completely caught the Wesley defense snapping. And here's Altaf. Altaf puts the fend in. Altaf all the way for the line and he scores. Manages to reach behind his back and score the try. Abdul Malik says, maybe you could have passed it, son, but it doesn't matter. Because he looks like he scored a backhander.
Well, the man who scored the second Amana Bank try, Hamza Abdin, if this is awarded, this is entirely try assist by Hamza Abdin. Fabulous work. Force the dummy throw, force the penalty, and then Udan Vijayakon doing what all good scrum halves do. He spotted the gap. He spotted the fact that Wesley were flat-footed and managing to really put in the afterburners. Referee Abekon, I believe, will refer it to the television match official.
TMO. TMO. On-field decision, no try. Can you check the grounding, please? Yeah, thank you.
Here's what we're seeing. Sean Altaf swivels around. Did he manage to get it down? Or did a Wesley boot just manage to get in the way? What fantastic presence of mind from Ali to get his foot under the ball there.
Well, interesting because the on-field decision, Chanake, is no try, so there needs to be conclusive evidence that Sean Altaf gets a grounding. The shadows.
That was clear grounding. You may award the try.
Okay, thank you. Try is okay.
But the television match official has made the decision. There is certain grounding that is seen, and the try is awarded. Amara Bank try number 3 for Trinity. And just like that, Sean Altaf really hurting the Wesleyites.
Well, all you need is for the point of the ball to touch the ground. And it's very, very difficult to prevent a grounding with your ankle. So very clearly that ball being grounded there and then coming out of Sean Altaf's hands. Did well, superb presence of mind to turn around and reach out. And he will knock this one over quite simply, I'm sure, for another gold conversion. And it's looking now like a walk in the park for Trinity, but they've had a 35-minute bursts in this season so far. Is this one of those really good first halves? What can we expect in the second?
Yeah, Trinity will want to make sure that they build up on this. This is the fabulous work by Hamza Abdin. Take a look at Udar Vijayan comes in there, takes it from the mark, and that's something the young players need to understand. Penalty is where the offense was committed and not where the referee stands. And if you go to where the referee stands, chances are you're going to be taking the penalty in front of where it actually happened, and the referee will call you back.
Kumar Singh running that kickoff out, and Udan Vijaykun with a little chip over the top, nicely read by Wesley once again. And that time it's Abdin who goes in for that ball. He's having an absolute stormer so far in the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, Hamza Abdin wasn't himself in the first couple of games in the pre-quarter final or the round of 16 game, and also in the quarter final, but has really found his rhythm, hasn't he, Shanaka? His work rate is so much more better in this game. He's he's getting himself around, making amends of himself there. Absolutely no problem. Brilliant technique going in for that ball as well. But there was an early knock-on coming through Malik's hand.
A tight head side feed once again from Wesley's Wadud. And Intikab looping around, but it's not a great pass, and getting his foot on the ball that time was Dimet Ambepitia. And Trinity will chase that one and chase it down like a pack of wolves.
Advantage, penalty advantage.
Here they are back again through Evin Jayasena, trying to find a way through. Vijay Kun with a little left-footed chip kick. He knows he had the penalty coming, but it's properly contested in the corner there. And
Time off. Back to the penalty advantage.
Couple of penalty advantages against Wesley College for being offside, so that's something that they will have to take control of, because it's very early in this game, Shanaga, just the 19th minute, and they have been found guilty, and every time they give away penalties, Trinity has really hurt them with points. Here yet again, decision to be made, 21 points to 5. Do you go for points or do you go to the corner? Sean Altaf looks at the bench and says, we'll go for the corner, we'll go for the points.
I think that's a very sensible decision, Sudarshana. Just give your forwards a bit of a rest. They've been doing some good work, and just get 3 points ahead, because everything, and here's where the inaccuracy from Wesley College comes in. Ambe Pitia getting his boot to that ball, and nicely done to pick that up as well by Amar Manzil.
Here Evin Jayasena managing to carry that, and Udan Vijikon knew the penalty was coming, just rolling the dice, slightly overcooked on that kick, goal conversion for 3 points here. Altaf so far 3 out of 3.
No.
Hits it well, but direction is not right.
Hey.
Altaf.
Captain. Printy.
Well, that's a surprise. Would have expected him to get that every day of the week,
Yeah, Wesley.
but somehow conspires to miss that one.
Interesting viewing that, if you can take another look, because there was a lot of confidence on that kick from Sean Altaf, and had plenty of elevation and also distance on it as well. As we take a look at, I believe, the earlier try. Trinity, who managed to get the first score, and then Mohammad Fawaz touching down immediately. And then Trinity responding through Hamza Abdeen, who charged down Shafran Wadood. No problem from Shah Altaf, who had a difficult conversion there, and then Shan Altaf, the skipper himself, touching down for the third Amana Bank try. All through, and then the opportunity to convert as we come back from the hydration break.
We're looking at that second try. Look at Shafran Wadood. He just took a couple of extra steps for that box kick, didn't he? Allowed Hamza Abdeen to come through. And you don't need a second invitation because you've got a real poacher's mentality, Abdeen. And he's put on a bit as well. It's a nice about 5 kilos that would help him in the tight work, but wouldn't compromise his mobility. As Altaf goes back from that 22-meter restart. And looks like he's just found touch. No, he hasn't. He's come all the way back. So his kicking boot has taken a leave of absence in the last 5 minutes.
Well, interesting one there because Shan Altaf collected that ball inside the 22, so he has all the right to kick it out on the full. If he kicked it from inside the 22, decided to come out and has kicked it out on the full, just outside the 22. Take a look at that. He collects it inside 22, comes out. Wonder whether he was looking for a 50-22, but still the ball needs to bounce, as Wesley set up. This is very good from the Wesley forwards, and they've done that fabulously well.
Here's Wadood now, looking for it in the back. And Jayasena it was who went in from the side. Running onto that with a nice straight line was Ali, but he needed to try and at least win that collision. But superb defense from Trinity once again, with Weeragama coming through with a nice chop tackle. Wadood waits for Thiranagama. Thiranagama pumps his legs. Here we go once again, close to the line. That's a good tight work once again from Achinta Jayasena. A good upper body strength to drag the Trinity player close to the line, but the Wesley player rather. Here they are, just under the posts. Taken quickly, latching on is here's Thiranagama. Can see him just faking, trying to get to the line, lays it back nicely. They go the opposite way, and the Trinity's defense, which was coming from the last breakdown, meets that ball carrier. That time it's Hapagala. Just short of the line. Diving at the line in desperation are the Wesley forwards. Still available. Trinity's defense holding, but how long can they hold? And it looks like that's the final one. No, they haven't managed to score. It's been an offside penalty taken quickly by Thiranagama. Were Trinity's defenders behind the line? That's the question.
Go back.
Here they go once again through Liam Onassis. Surely Wesley need to take this ball out, because all Trinity's defenders are converged in probably a 3 square foot area at the moment.
No, release. Advantage.
It's another advantage. Not releasing is the call. And it looks like they've scored. Finally, Hapagala gets it down.
Interesting to see who touched down for Wesley. Amana Bank, try number 2. This is brilliant. It was their forwards who created that with that impressive maul. And going forward, seems like it was Onassis who touched down for Wesley for that Amana Bank try. Try and take another look at that as Pawan Thiranagama, I think, needs some running repairs.
Well, the only way Wesley are going to claw themselves back into this game.
If I heard right, referee Shankar saying that that player was vomiting, and if so, we have a serious concern as the matchday doctor taking a look at Tirunagama, clears him out. That's brilliant. It could be the exhaustion, Shanaka. It's not a very comfortable day to be playing competitive rugby.
It's not a comfortable day to be playing recreational rugby either, Sudarshana, but Mohammad Fawaz missing another important conversion. So they've left 4 points on the paddock. It would have been 21-14, but at the moment it's only 21-10, and that could make all the difference in the final equation. Let's look at this one here. Once again, the penalty advantage is coming. But Wesley don't let that deter them, taking it quickly and burrowing through with nice low body position.
Yanalit Hapugala, the man, the stand-in skipper in that number 3 jersey, touching down for Wesley College. Important restart here. Wesley last time conceded immediately, and Malik opting to go for free space.
Well, that was also let bounce by Wesley. I've seen a few teams do this, allowing the ball to bounce in very dangerous areas. Udan Vijayakun, Jayasena, Altaf at first receiver. Here's a bump straight through from Vihanga Idusara. Achinta Jayasena just can't get the ball and release it to Hamda Abzeen, but doesn't matter because Altaf found the blind side open. Was Veerakone, in fact. Here go Trinity again, trying to hit back immediately after conceding. Wesley messing up another restart. Here they go through the big forwards once again. They've spotted a weakness in this Wesley defensive line, and they're trying to exploit it as Jayasena wins that collision. Nice angle by Kumara Singh, I think it was that time. Here they go again. Achinta Jayasena, full of carrying at close quarters. That's a nice bit of work from Indusara. The tall lock forward. And looks like they've knocked that one on from Achinta Jayasena.
Great patience this time by Wesley College. Absolutely brilliant. Last couple of times they gave away penalty advantage, but not this time managing to hold on despite Trinity's carries. Trinity, on the other hand, needed to settle down. They weren't going forward in their pods near the fringes with a plan, Shanaka. They weren't looking to attack as a double barrel, which Wesley absolutely mastered when they scored. So important intervention here, not managing to pick that one cleanly. And Wesley with a chance to try and get out of jail and make an exit.
Just a little bit of white line fever there, not making sure that the ball was in their hands. And here's an important scrum. Trinity know that if they can destroy this one, that things would look good for them, but Aaron Ali is the man who carries this one forward to try and create a little bit of an angle, but straight in the side, so unnecessary indiscipline from Trinity.
They have put pressure, but Kevin Veerakone that time, making that unnecessary intervention, like you mentioned, going in from the side, but Trinity had them under pressure. Veerakone would have been much better to charge down Shifan Intikab, who was under tremendous pressure as Wesley kicks the ball out, still inside their red zone, Shanaka. Here, take a look at this. Gets the man down, and Veerakone, I believe, here needed to come round. You can't join the ruck from the side, which is why most of the backs are banished from around the contact areas.
Ambepite did really well with that tackle on Ali, and unfortunately for him, they were not able to convert that good work. Closing the gaps is the call, and Hapugala turns and immediately knows what Ishanka Bekon has called.
Keshav Rahul will be breathing a big sigh of relief as Wesley take it quickly, thumps it down the middle. Now inside the 22, Abdul Malik response.
Here's Fawaz. Thinks about the 50-22 and it's touched Malik's hand, so they'll have to play this with Shan Altaf. Nice free run for about 15 meters before he thumps this one up in the air. And here's Tiranagama. Sure that vomiting fit was not more than a over intake of rehydration fluid as Mohammad Fawaz sets the crowd alight with a dancing little run. Ali coming back on a nice angle. Manzil needed to get out of the way quickly and he does so just in time. Netuja Netsara with the strong carry. Is Onassis.
Go back, stay.
It's flying up in defense was Trinity. Great line speed there. Now here's Abdul Rahman. Brought down by Indusara.
Yeah.
Wadud to Onassis, who's only a little man, but he's not afraid of the big boys in the middle of the field. Ali, it's not a great pass at all. In fact, the pass was rescued by Ali. And Mohammad Fawaz has done exceptionally well to get away from that one. Manages to give the ball away to one of his support players. Wadud.
Advantage. Offside.
Wadud. Are they going to use this advantage? Wadud again runs across. Tiranagama manages to get the ball away, and here's Pratana Rodrigo. He will trust his pace against Nisit Kumarasinghe, who does well to combine with his winger. And it's a penalty given away and taken quickly by Tiranagama. He needs some support. Gets it in the end, and motoring onto that ball was Abdul Rahman. Trinity's defense does really well to send him back. And now suddenly, seems like a blink of an eye, Trinity are doing exactly what they were doing at the other end of the field, defending for dear life.
Fabulous build-up in this play by Wesley College. It started off so deep in their own half, and through that line out they built and built and built. This is going to be a try for the ages if they can absolutely finish this one.
Here's Hapugala, the man mounted close to the line, trying to spin his way to the line. Is on assist. Good technique to make the ball available though. Here they go, close quarters once again. This is where they did it from just moments ago, and that looks like it's a nice angle, and it is a try indeed. This time it's Pawan Tiranagama. Like I said, he's just took in too much of the Gatorade a little while earlier because, hey, he likes the taste.
Brilliant work from Pawan Tiranagama. Amana back, try number 3 for Wesley College. And they've done fabulously well. Try for the ages if you are a young fan watching this game, and this is how it needs to be played. Continuity, continuity, continuity. Mohammad Fawaz did very well to dance across to the corner, create an opportunity, and then the forwards really putting their heads down and making sure that they build on that good pedestal. Mohammad Fawaz lining up the goal conversion. Absolutely important that he gets this too. Has a very good accuracy, this young lad. Trinity's Mansil running to try and upset. And that is through as well. Brilliant work, 17 points to 21. And suddenly this game is absolutely alive. Goal conversion by Mohammad Fawaz. And both teams scoring 3 tries. And we are still in the first half.
Well, he had a very difficult conversion of his own try early on. You give him that one, but the other 2 tries should have been converted by Fawaz, and it would have been 21-19 with absolutely nothing in it. Here's Tiranagama, puts his head down and barges through in the face of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Trinity defenders. That's his body position. Really manages to get so low, that center of gravity. Very difficult man to stop.
Now this is a very, very important passage of play because restarts have troubled Wesley. And where will Trinity go this time?
Well, he goes somewhere he hasn't gone before, which is straight down into the 22. And losing no time in thumping this one into touch is Mohammad Fawaz.
Trinity seems to be moving into the next phase of their plan. Shanaka, try and play for territory and make sure that you go deep. They've identified those matchups where they wanted to attack. They've gotten 2 scores in the opening exchanges. Now looking to make sure that they try and play in the correct part of the field, because remember, Wesley forwards were made to do a lot of work in the amber zone. So that's going to take a toll on them as well as Trinity gets the line out.
Attacking from first phase, the first time we've seen this in a while. Udan Vijayakun looking for Abdul Malik, and that's a long ball over the top to Ambe Pitia, who's had a very good game so far, but unfortunately that time it's Veerakone who can't hold on.
Kevin Veerakone haven't been having the greatest of games so far. Greatest 34 minutes so far, because that long ball, you got to ask, was that necessary? Because you got to make sure that you use the men in the middle, 2 men with Hamza Abdin as well, which would have definitely created the overlap. 3 on 2 there, and the return pass, he wasn't ready for it.
What does Tiranagama do here? Lots of space on that blind side. But the feed coming from the right on the tight head side, so that makes sure that Udan Vijayakun is on that blind side to defend. Thumped downfield again by Fawaz, straight into the hands of Shahan Altaf. It's a big carry-on from him. And unfortunately, Tiranagama's acrobatics not allowing him to hold on to the ball. Good communication for referee Abekun, making sure that the players don't play the ball. So only a knock-on advantage, so the little bit of space that was shown means that the advantage is over, and Hamza Abdin straightens the line, makes it available for another play. Veeragama stopped in his tracks, and now they are going to the backs once again through Altaf. Nice handoff to Ambe Pitia, who's done plenty of work, cutting infield nicely, spots the gap. Udan Vijayakun with a lovely ball across to Indusara. Evin Jayasena, in fact it was, Manzil. And wonderful try by Achinta Jayasena. Absolutely sliced open the Wesley defense. And this is some superb rugby that we're seeing from both teams, Sudarshana.
Absolutely fabulous work from the entire Trinity outfit. They backed themselves up. It was a nothing scrum, which was outside Wesley's 40. They managed to really put the grind, putting pressure on Trinity, and Achinta Jayasena going in for the Amana Bank try, but it was created with the good work of Ambe Pitia, who cut back inside, looked for his number 9, and Udan Vijayakun having the presence of mind and also having the vision to use Evin Jayasena, who was coming on the short side, and then on Achinta Jayasena running on to that ball with very good angle and good body positioning. 26 points to 17, just what the doctor ordered if you are a Trinity fan, because before half time, you got to make sure that you had this, as Shahan Altaf adds in the goal conversion as well. 28-17. What a game we are having.
Well, we've already seen 45 points scored in 35 minutes. It's been that kind of a game. Here's a replay. This is the ball that went to Ambe Pitia. He had to turn, but he did really well to step back in field and beat Keshara Rahul. And this was the ball. Superb presence of mind to Jayasena. Drew the entire Wesley defense across the field. And it was quick enough ball to come back. Indusara making sure he gave it away, and Jayasena running a nice angle, and Hapugala just couldn't change his body angle to make the tackle. Wonderful work. And here's the final score of the half. 28 points to 17. Like I said, 45 points in 35 minutes. It's been that kind of a game. And what can we expect in the second 35 minutes of this first semi-final of the Dialog Schools Knockout Tournament? We'll be back after the break.
අබාන්ස් ෆ්‍රිජ් කියන්නේ අබාන්ස් ෆ්‍රිජ් කියන්නේ පවුලට හරිම ෆ්‍රිජ් එකක් අබාන්ස් ෆැමිලි එකට හරියන අපේ රටේ ෆ්‍රිජ් එක
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න
ඔයාල කැපිලා පේන්න ඔෆිස් එකට ගෝ
Black Night Go Pocket Perfume Youth එකට go එකක්
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun තමයි.
එතකොට මහත්තයාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය
මාස 24ක් දක්වා ගෙවීමේ පහසුකම් සමගින් මාසික වාරිකයේ රුපියල් 4999යි. අබාන්ස් ජාතියේ පරිගණක සැපයුම්කරු.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න O3 Spirit and Freedom Perfumed Body Spray.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun තමයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි
For passion, a competitive spirit is for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right, real energy.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Let's KFC. Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi Fun Tamari.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
හඳුන්වදන කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් සෝස් රස දෙකකින් ටොමාටෝ රසෙන් සහ නයිමිරිස් රසෙන් කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් නිවසින් පාවිච්චිට පහසු වෙනස්ම හැඩයකින් යුත් රසකාර කඩංගු නැති හලල් සහතිකයලා කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් සෝස් රසගුණ සපිරි කෑම මොහොතකට
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Black Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi Fun Tamari.
Where have you been if you're just joining us? It's halftime here at the Royal College Sports Complex in the first semi-final of the Dialog Schools Knockout Tournament, and we've seen a massive 45 points scored in just 35 minutes of absolutely breathtaking rugby from both Wesley and Trinity. Here's the kickoff that Wesley had, but it was the first try that was scored by Nisit Kumarasinghe, an outstanding performer of 2025, starting off his 2026 also in a good way. Shan Altaf with the gold conversion of that first Amana Bank try, and Wesley hit right back. Pawan Thiranagama with a lovely offload to Mohammad Fawaz. Had a little bit more space than he thought, dived into the corner, maybe coming back could have done better as Hamza Abdin charged that one down from Wadud and scampered in to score. It wasn't looked at because referee was pretty sure that Hamza Abdin started behind the hindmost foot, and Shan Altaf here reached back. There was a boot, but in the end he managed to get it down and convert. And here's Thiranagama, who came through for Wesley when they desperately needed to get back on the scoreboard, and knocked over a try. And Mohammad Fawaz got the conversion over as well. And this was the try that broke the back of the Wesley resistance. It was Achinta Jayasena just on the stroke of half-time, capping off what was a wonderful team try, Sudarshana. Outstanding performance from both teams, but especially from Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity doing very well to make sure that they keep scoring, keep hitting back when Wesley responded. And Wesley as well, something that they will be very focused on is to try and play rugby in the Trinity territory, which they haven't been able to do. The tries that they've scored, they've been built up from their amber zone, from the middle of the field we are looking at currently, and that's going to take a toll on your forwards. And Wesley relies heavily on their forwards to make those inroads, make those front foot balls for them, and create opportunities. So they need to make sure that they get their kickers, Mohammad Fawaz and also Shifan Intikab, into action and identify the space and putting pressure on the Trinity back three, who have largely been challenged. And you saw the first time they challenged Shan Altaf deep in their own half, Trinity looked a little shaky. So that's something Wesley will want to do. Trinity, on the other hand, will want to kick better. They give an opportunity for Wesley College with poor kicks which haven't found touch and or which have gone full out or have fallen in the midfield, creating an opportunity for Wesley to counter. So that's going to be very important. And the restart, Wesley have struggled. So Trinity will be looking to exploit it early in this second half and to try and put pressure on Wesley.
Yes, that's what would have certainly been discussed in the huddles. Thanks for that tactical analysis, Sudarshana. Wesley will need to be cleverer in the way they approach this game. And Shifan Indikab and Shafran Wadud at 10 and 9 respectively will need to make sure that they control where this ball goes. As you said, Dimat Ambepitia and Amar Manzil have looked great going forward, but not as flash going backwards. So it's important for Wesley that they kick well behind the two Trinity wingers and try to find that pendulum running and exhaust Shan Altaf. Little bit of a momentum swing in the first half for Wesley, but Trinity wresting it back. How will this second half go as Pawan Thiranagama thunders forward early on? And the clear out is superb from Abdul Rahman, and that's the box kick. It's deep, not intended to be contestable, and Shan Altaf puts this one out into touch on the full, and it goes right the way back. No, it's actually bounced just inside the field of play. What an outstanding kick from Altaf.
This time getting his radar right, Shan Altaf needed that spot to be marked proper. Wesley putting in a very good shift through Thiranagama, and that's exactly what you need. But you got to make sure that your forwards are doing those hard yards in the opposition half. That's something that Wesley needs to do. Altaf putting that ball up, didn't need it for it to go out, but then Wadud trying to convince the referee that it was full out.
Looks like that was a late shot, but I think the man was committed, but it doesn't matter because Fawaz finds a good touch in the end.
This is brilliant from Wesley Fawaz, that time recognizing the space that's available. Nobody was flanking that area for Trinity, and that's where Ambepitia need to really marshal the space.
And this is where they'll be missing the experience of Kai Salai, isn't it? Sudarshan, he must be watching frustratedly from the sidelines as he sees decisions that need to be made. And we see Nahil Jaya is the man who will be throwing into this. He's the tight head prop, but will be taking on the hooker score role. Nice win at the front by Evin Jayasena. Nisit Kumarasinghe that time running the ball up. And Vijay Koon will set it up for his box kick. No pressure on him. And here's Amar Manzil. Flies up on Prarthana Rodrigo, and it's a good tackle. Here's Wadud. No hands is the call, and ultimately Weeragama lets it go and prevents giving away that penalty. Altaf. The tackle was perfectly timed by Rodrigo.
Back, last foot, go back.
Here's Jayasena. Gives it to Veera Bangsa, who hasn't had much ball. Manzil now, Malik rather. Thumps this one diagonally, raking it into the dead ball area or the goal area. And Thiranagama has no choice but to touch down. A good tactical kick there.
Yeah, good tactical kick by Manzil, who needed to make sure that the ball touches the ground. So he went low, looking for that territorial work. I think Trinity will look for territory in this half, Shanaka, especially with playing with the sun at their back. So that's going to be difficult for the Wesley. Currently, though, blocked out, the sun blocked out from a cloud. Take a look at Malik looking for that flat kick. Slightly overcooked it. He was looking for the 50-22, and the idea was brilliant.
Yes, kicking with intent is such an important part of the game, as Trinity do well to snaffle that one from the goal line dropout. Here's a try scorer, Jayasena. Just couldn't get free of that ankle tap. Here's Malik to Altaf. Just can't find the hands. Now they do, but Manzil had to reach back behind him. Stop the momentum of the move. Udan Vijay Koon. Altaf. Here's Weeragama. Makes it available nicely. It's quick ball for Malik, and now Altaf sees a gap, but superb tackle in the end from Nisit Kumarasinghe. From Hivin Vitmika. Vijay Koon. Good set of phases that time. Weeragama with a good carry, and that time Malik puts the ball up and he's lucky to get it back. They're holding him up, but he does well to go to ground. Vijay Koon, little bit of space. They've got numbers. Stepping back was Altaf, just gives it in to Nisit Kumarasinghe, who'll score his second. Wonderful Amana Bank try once again, and Trinity showed all the patience that they need, and that was a super patient, professional Amana Bank try.
Fabulous work by the Trinity lads, building up, building faces, building up, and making sure that they keep the continuity, minimizing the mistakes. And Sean Altaf spot in the back, cuts back inside. The support comes from his deputy skipper, Nisit Kumarasinghe, goes in for his second Amana Bank try, and this is a brilliant start for Trinity.
So the numbers were unevenly matched on that short side and took advantage nicely. Just broke the tackle of Shafran Wadud as we wait for Sadisha Veeravangsa to knock over this gold conversion. If he can, yes he can. And that adds the extra points. Trinity march on into the 30s, and there's a mountain to climb now for Wesley College.
Yeah, great start for the Trinitians, and Wesley, this is exactly what they needed to prevent Trinity scoring soon after the half-time, which will give the Trinitians the momentum. But Wesley College needed to make sure, like you mentioned, they entered the game very controlled, but they haven't been able to change the gear, Shanaka. They need to make sure that they try and kick into their own gear. They like to play the game at a fast pace, and they have to do that in the opposition half.
Deep restart once again. The last one didn't quite work for them, but this one thumped back by Altaf. Fawaz thinks about taking on the defenders, but there's plenty of them.
Back.
Gave his forwards time to get back to assist. Wadud. And it's the left foot of Indikab. And Malik was back nicely. That's a wonderful kick. If it rolls into touch, it doesn't. But once again, a superbly weighted kick that Fawaz is compelled to touch down, and will be a goal line dropout, giving the ball back to Trinity.
Fabulous work from Abdul Malik. Once again, it was his kicking that created that opportunity where Pawan Tirunagam was isolated. Now, yet again, Wesley forced to score that own try. Take a look at this, very well weighted, knew exactly where he wanted to put the ball. There was no risk the moment it hit the ground inside the 22.
They've gone straight to that same place, Sudarshan. I don't know why they're not whacking that ball nice and long.
Yeah, very interesting, because they're going to a space which is very well marked by Trinity, and giving them an opportunity to attack your goal line from 22 meters out. Why would you want to do that? Because even if a Trinity player is not collecting that, it's a line out and possession given back to Trinity as well. So important line out for Trinity, just outside the 22. We haven't seen the Trinitians setting something up. Will they opt to do that? We will have to wait and see.
A lot of movement in that line out, and Hamza Abdin just couldn't get his fingertips to that ball. It was overthrown. But Trinity trying something now that they're well in the lead. They can afford to try a few things against really quality opposition. Vijay Kun. And it's charged down this time. Man in front of the ball. Doesn't matter because he's all onside. And in the end, it's Evin Jayasena who scores the try. It's all going wrong for Wesley here. And the two charge downs have really broken the back of this Wesley titles charge.
Akash Fernando, the man getting the Amana Bank try. He's just come onto the field and already getting a Amana Bank try. This is fabulous from Trinity, making sure Wesley is cramped deep down in their own half, and they are pulling out all the guns. Absolutely fabulous work from the Trinitians, making sure that they've put 40 points on the board against this Wesley outfit, who were absolutely dominant and rampant coming into this semi-final, have looked like a completely different side. Trinity, on the other hand, they'll be happy that they are keeping a very strong grip. We don't see the flashiness of the Trinitians who won the league last year, as Sean Altaf comes away good with the conversion as well. 42 points to 17. 45 minutes on our clock. And Shanaka, like I mentioned, we haven't seen the fluency or the flashiness of the Trinitians, but they look like they know exactly what they're doing. Fawaz under pressure, Jayasena with the block. And Jayasena seems like the man who's getting the try, Shanaka. You were absolutely spot on. But those long levers of Akash Fernando look like he's the one who is going to get there. But Wesley, now the mountain has become even steeper.
Well, the mountain has become Everest as they choose to kick straight into the place where they did before. And Mohammad Fawaz looks for something to happen rather than creating something. Prarthana Rodrigo is one of the main attacking threats that Wesley have, but he hasn't got the ball in dangerous places yet. Nelly Thapugala. And now Trinity with their tails up. Jayasena with a big hit on the chief ball carrier. Keshara Rahul that time, and it's a rare penalty that Trinity have conceded.
Wesley Pereira that time needed to roll away before Trinity had the right to try and jackal that ball because he was still getting out of the tackle. Opportunity for Wesley. Trinity have done absolutely well when it comes to the penalty count, Shanaka, because coming into this game, last game they had conceded 14 penalties, and in the previous game, the 2 games, they had conceded 38 penalties, which put them a lot under pressure. So seems like they worked on that, and they made sure that they don't give away penalties with that momentum. And with kickers like Intikhab and Mohammad Fawaz, if you give opportunity for Wesley to quick, they are going to get their forwards into action.
That's really well done. First time that Wesley have managed to execute a driving maul in this half.
Penalty advantage.
And they've got a penalty coming as well. Wadud. They know they need to score tries. Wesley will have to chance their arm now. They've got nothing to lose as Prarthana Rodrigo steps back into the field of play. They hold on to his bootlaces, but he manages to step out of it. Still going is the Wesley man.
Still advantage.
And now a little bit of space opening up.
Advantage over.
Coming in was the other side winger, Ayam Hussain.
Penalty advantage.
And now Onassis. 2 advantages now. Here's the man who started it, Hussain. Rolls once, but lays the ball back. Hapugala. He'll change the pace, but not the intent.
Another advantage.
Desperate to move out of the way. That time was Jayasena, but he doesn't move fast enough.
Short, release.
As Whitmaker gets almost to the line, getting the ball over, but he's held up that time. Great technique in defense once again from the Trinitians, but there will be a talking to.
There needs to be a talking to. Multiple penalty offside advantages.
Right, quick ball එකේදී ඔක්කොම බහින්න ඕනේ. General warning එකක්. Next time මගේ ඊළඟ step එනවා message එකක් දෙන්න general team.
Sean Altaf having to speak to the lads. They cannot make they absolutely cannot concede a penalty because next time around it will be a card, and 14-man Trinity is going to be a easier break than 15-man Trinity.
Well, we say that, but 14-man teams seem to have lifted their game recently, whether it's at school level or international level. Driving towards the line again. Plenty of defenders for Trinity. They're on their feet, and do they manage to get it down? Yes, now they do. Just at the base of the posts.
Welcome Omana back try for the Wesleyites. As the replacement Tidas Atvidu touches down for Wesley.
Tidas Atvidu with a really important Amana Bank try. And it looks like the conversion somehow seems to have not gone through. Mohammad Fawaz having a day to forget off the tee as the goal conversion goes awry.
Here's the Wesley forwards. That time I thought Hapugala managed to go through, and Tidas Atvidu seeing the vacant area and made sure that he touches down, giving his team 20 points to chase. But Mohamed Fawaz really seems to have forgotten his boots for this game. Was a brilliant kicker in the previous games, missing this conversion as well. This one, Shanaka, was a very easy one for him. And Malik, who has done a fabulous job with his kicking duties, kicks deep.
It's been pretty unruffled. Abdul Malik has controlled the game nicely as Fawaz now tries to make amends for that missed conversion. And Thiranagama is the man they give it to. He's the one you want to see with the ball in his hands a bit more often now, as Hapugala thunders forward. They're desperate now, Wesley. Backs completely to the wall. There's someone on the floor and it does not look good, and it looks like it is Mohamed Fawaz. He didn't look good in that tackle, did he, Sudarshana? It looked like his knee might have just hyperextended.
Yeah, the way he went down didn't look good, and he's in a lot of pain. Whoever that is from Wesley, keeping him down, is doing a fabulous job, and that's exactly what you need to do. That was Intikab. You don't want a player to try and get back on his feet when... Take a look at this. Going in there, Mr. Pereira putting all the weight.
Ah dear, that ankle's, his ankle's done. Oh dear, that's horrible to see. I'm sure a lot of us watching would have had those injuries, and it is really, really so unlucky. There's
Really
no way he should continue, Sudarshana. They've got a long season ahead of them. They're 20 points down. They really don't want
all
to
the
risk
weight
him.
of Mr. Pereira and also Fawaz on that single ankle. Never a pretty sight.
They're letting him go on. They've got to think about the length of this season. This is just one game. They've got a 20-point gap to bridge. Do they really want to risk their best player's season? These are calls that need to be made. I know it is a desperate situation, and with 20 points, he's one of the men that can do it for them, but you've got to think about player safety.
And also with 20 points needing to chase, do you want a fullback on one ankle, Shanaka? He can barely walk. You ask his opinion, you want to continue, but you got to make that more informed decision. Every time you look at it, it makes it a little worse. Really hope for the lad that it's nothing serious, because now Trinity will know that Mohamed Fawaz is not going to be moving very easily to one side, to his left. And that's an advantage you don't want your opposition to have, Shanaka, against your last line of defense.
Well, he stayed on the field. It's brave, but there's a thin line between bravery and bad judgment. Here they are, the long ball from Fawaz himself off to Pratara Rodrigo. Rodrigo pins his ears back, and just getting back in time was Manzil. Made the tackle just as Rodrigo shaped to kick. Wonderful timing.
Now it's going to be very interesting. Here's Rodrigo, fabulous creator he has been for Wesley. Yeah, just making that tackle just when he was going to kick that ball. Now it's going to be very interesting because remember, from this scrum, Malik is absolutely going to put that ball up. And the man who needs to marshal it, Mohamed Fawaz, is on the top right corner, Shanaka, leaving the entirety of the middle of the field empty. And Trinity have capitalized on that couple of times as Abdul Rahman's day is done. Wesley bringing on the replacements. Nabil Jaya moving into... Nahil Jaya rather moving into center as well. Trinity bringing on their replacements.
Pereira coming on for Wesley on the loose head side, and that's it. targeted straight towards Mohamed Fawaz, but Prathar Rodrigo will help him out. Wadud. And here's Big Pereira, who's just come on. They'll need him to carry the ball strongly. Hapugala has carried strongly all game, but Trinity's defense on him has been pretty solid.
Yet again, Shanika, look at the area which the Wesley forwards have to do all the hard yards, and this is not exactly where you want your forwards to do the hard yards, as Trinity managed to hold on to them, but Pawan Tirunagama has been that one exception who has been able to give them front football.
He has been superb carrying the ball. But here's Shan Altaf tiptoeing down the touchline, just can't make the ball available there. But he's looked dangerous, the Trinity skipper, from the back.
Yeah, Altaf, I think he gets the luxury of spotting the lines that he needs to create, being at fullback and where it opens up as well. Altaf getting around the cover defense, and Wadud finally making that intervention which exposed him for the cover tackling that was coming. Trinity somehow have come away with the ball.
Not a great line out. And barging through that time was the replacement for Wesley. They want their bench players to do a bit of physical work. Here's Indika. Takes it up to the 40-meter line. This Rodrigo has looked dangerous when he's touched the ball, trying to get onto the outside of his opposite number. But Manzil, who's wearing number 11 but playing on the right side, can't hold his counterpart up.
Counter-ruck is good. Okay, 10, okay.
Counter-ruck was good that time. And once again, they've thumped this ball back,
Advantage.
knowing that the fullback is on one leg literally. And here's Akash Fernando, who'll scamper in for the try. And Wesley desperately need to get Mohamed Fawaz off and get someone who might be able to manage that last line of defense without risking their star player.
Well, they need to get someone who are on two ankles, Shanika, as Akash Fernando gets in for the Amana Bank try, and Trinity on a carnage here in the semi-final, which was tipped to be one of the closer ones, with always the underdogs are the ones who are coming out. Yet again, Udan Vijay quickly taking it and then recognizing there is absolutely no one. Look at Mohamed Fawaz limping on one leg, loose ball, and Evin Jayasena giving it out, one for his mate. Akash Fernando touches down for Amana Bank try, and Trinity look like they've secured their seat in that all-important finals 2 years in a row.
Certainly have. It would be a miracle beyond all proportions for Wesley College to come back from this, as Shan Altaf looks to get them 1 point closer to the 50, and they do. 1 point away from the 50 rather. 49 points it is. And it has been a masterclass from Trinity today. A masterclass in kicking and a masterclass in their first up defense as well. Altaf has had a relatively quiet game, but he's done what's been asked of him. And except for about 15 minutes in the first half, they have been in complete control of this game against a very, very good Wesley side. Altaf again inside the 22, putting the ball close enough to the touchline for Pawan Tirunagama to make a mistake.
Captain.
Well, Wesley's restarts, both receiving and kicking, haven't been great, hasn't it, Chanaka? They've kicked to the same area, hoping for a different result, but they've been hit back with very good tactical exits. Trinity are not looking to roll the dice despite having this healthy lead. They're very happy to play rugby on the opposition territory tactically, and that's absolutely brilliant and very good execution, barring the couple of attempts that Shan Altaf kicked it out on the field.
Yes, they've got to keep an eye on the fact that they have another game down in Colombo next week. Don't want to speak too soon, but it looks very unlikely that this 27-point gap will be bridged. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, poor old Mohamed Fawaz. He's going to want to continue, obviously, but this is not a good look for player safety. And from the long-term sustainability of this Wesley College outfit, they need him fit. Don't need him to aggravate what is already at least a 3 to 4 week injury. Here it is, and charge down again. It's been an afternoon of charge downs as Fawaz eventually dots this down, but it will be a 5-meter scrum.
Well, Trinity College, of course, absolutely brilliant with their tactical acumen, and also they've done very well defensively. Take a look at this charge down. They're reading the Wesley lads like a book. Prateev, that time, who's come on to the field. Goal kick drop out yet again to the hands of Malik, who changes direction this time, goes right. Shan Altaf opting to go for a drop. Wesley lets it go out to the in goal, and Mohamed Fawaz can barely get to it, Chanaka. And who are we kidding here? He really needs to be substituted for that lad's safety and for the sanity of Wesley College. They've already lost, sky's a lie, one of those linchpins in the side. Do you want to lose Mohamed Fawaz for more than you actually have to, with just 10 minutes on the clock?
Time off.
Well, he's got it reinforced.
Number 7.
It's going to hurt like hell when he takes his boot off. That's for sure. Swelling's going to come tomorrow morning, and that's when you think differently. As Indikab drops this one out. Straight down the throat of Trinity's replacement, Ridman Imnet. Here's Jayasena, who scored a couple of tries, been good in defense as well. Udan Vijay has controlled things beautifully, but this man, Manzil, has been really good. And once again, Mohamed Fawaz coming back and rescuing the day, but only momentarily, as Manzil drops it backwards. Here's Malik, staying on his feet. Malik still going. Now he's dragged down inside the 22. Here we are, smashing forward. Trinity with their tails fully up at this time. They will want to try and create something for their back line. Haven't seen Sadisha Veeravangsa and his centre partners in the game too much today. Haven't needed it. Might be an area they want to explore at the moment. Vijay Kun. Little chip kick over the top, and it's been overcooked. And Shan Altaf just can't run onto it.
Well, Trinity have the luxury of trying what they need. A little go kick quickly taken by Wesley, showing the urgency.
Akash Ryan thumping that one quickly forward, and looks like it might have been a high tackle. Referee Abekun thought about it and let it go because the player was on the way down. Jayasena. Here's Udan Vijay, puts it back to Shan Altaf for the drop kick, and it's well wide.
Abdul Malik that time opting for that drop kick, and limping towards that ball is Mohamed Fawaz. Somebody responsible really needs to put that lad out of his agony, Because up until you wear that boot, son, it's going to be all right. The moment you take that boot off, it's going to swell up like nobody's business, as Sean Altaf has been called on to the bench. They've decided that his responsibilities are done.
They keep the captain on ice for the final 10 minutes and get some airtime for the replacements bench.
Time off. Time off. Number 15. Number 15.
Well, finally they're taking Fawaz off. It's a 27-point game, Sudarshan. I can understand if it was close and you needed Fawaz to spark something. But 27 points down, it's taken maybe 7 or 8 minutes too long for Fawaz to come off.
Yeah, not only, like you repeatedly mentioned, not only for Wesley College, because this young lad has showcased plenty of promise for the national game as well. So finally, very, very happy that sanity, although delayed, has prevailed and is taken out.
Ball eludes the player on the floor, and that was Mukshid Abdul, who had to pick up a pass that he wouldn't be thanking his scrum half for. It was a rolled ball actually, not from the scrum half, so
Yeah, the line are not working well for Trinity. Interestingly, have opted to go to number 6 the past couple of occasions. Now, opportunity for the Trinity finishers to really put their hands up. And this is the area that Wesley has largely occupied this game, and that's to the brilliance of Trinity's tactical work.
yes, their tactical kicking as well as their first up defense. Here's Wesley through Hussein. Just can't get away from the last defender. Akesh Ryan. Wadud. Ryan again. Nice little ball to Thiranagama, who ghosts into that gap. He's been a lone resistor to this Trinity offense. Hapugala. He's taken the ball, but almost always got caught behind the gain line, which is not what they need from their big man. Indika has had a positional shift. He's changed around with Akesh Ryan, who's come off the bench. And here's Hapugala again. This time he gives it off to Pawan Thiranagama, who powers his way, but unfortunately loses the ball that time. And Udan Vijay Kun, knowing that the Wesley fullback position is a little hesitant, puts it all the way back. Doesn't matter because he's gained the territory.
The territorially fabulous from Trinity in this entire second 35, Shanaka. They've absolutely bossed it, played the game where they want it to be. They want to try and play in the amber zone of Wesley in their own half, and also try and get into that green zone. And they've recognized that Wesley, on receiving the kicks, all of their back three are looking to come up, and they've exploited it like an open book.
It's a decent collection at the front of the lineup from Wesley, but looking at that replay there, thought Udan Vijay Kun missed a 2-on-1. Certainly was an overlap to be exploited as Wesley drive this small, but it's too little too late from this Wesley 8. Still going despite Trinity's best efforts to bring this down. Taken quickly. Wadud brought down, and the offload just doesn't stick. It's been one of those days, isn't it, Sudarshana? Doesn't matter how good a team you are, sometimes you just come out and it's just not your day. And it's been that kind of an afternoon for Wesley. Virakon, hands off. Manzil. Ambe Pitia. And that time it was Mukshid. Spilled this one. Still going. Yes, Thiranagama. He's been playing in those tram lines. Nice basketball pass away to Prarthana Rodrigo, the only man who's looked really like creating something on those wings. Hapugola to Pereira. Pereira now. Isolated. But the Jacklers a little too eager there. Ali. Here it is through Hussain. Hussain stepping back in field. And that just losing his footing as he stepped the opposite way. Still going. Squirted out. Wonderful defense in the end there. Not sure how Trinity managed to get that ball back. But Prarthana Rodrigo now has a little bit of open space in front of him. Still going. Trinity in fringe at the breakdown, but they've got to tap and go.
Yeah, need to show the urgency, Wesley. They're even pointing at a player on the field. They can set up and go 5 meters out, give some enjoyment and something to celebrate for their fans, because the double blue contingent rather here at Racecourse have largely been shell-shocked and silent. And I can only imagine the celebrations up at the OTSC, where there is a large screen in this game. They will be jubilant. 67 minutes on, and it's Trinity who've called shots.
Well, it was a 4-point ball game at one stage when Trinity led 21 points to 17. But since then, just before the half, Jayasena scoring. And then the other Jayasena scoring as they came back from the second half. Things have really not looked good for Wesley, as Ambe Pitia, who's had a very good game from the limited opportunities he's got on the left wing, limps off as well.
Yeah, in comes Tisara Paris, one of those lads that piqued your interest in the under-16 tournament, speedster. We'll be hoping that Trinity continues to put those kicks in open spaces in these next couple of minutes. Wesley now setting it up. Maul call by the referee. Is that a good sack?
Didn't look like it was, Sudarshana. Referee's got his arm up for advantage. Cutting back into the Trinity forwards was the Wesley player who had nothing going on outside him. Still going, that's good work. Looks like they might be coming back to the penalty if they need to, as Wesley's a few inches short and now they've gone over. Looks like it was Onassis or Akesh Ryan who scored that try.
Well, Onassis, we are not sure who scored that try. His friend trying to help us, who got that Tamana Bank try for Wesley. High scoring affair here.
It was Withmika in the end. And Wesley getting a consolation try. 49 points, 29. It's a 20-point game, as Hivin Withmika is the man who scored that Amana Bank try. And the goal conversion knocked over also for Wesley. But again, too little, too late.
Shanaka, we need to start the conversation around who Swiss Tech Perfect Player of the Match is going to be, while it's normally given to the from a member of a team that won. I think honorable mentions need to go out for Prarthana Rodrigo and also Pawan Tirunagama, who has been fabulous for Wesley College. They've been creating opportunity. Just the rest of them haven't been able to latch on to that. But for Trinity College, a couple of players have really put their hands up, haven't they? Achinta Jayasena was wonderful from that number 8 position. Nabil Jaya as well, doing that propping work, really putting Wesley forwards in notice, because when you're uncomfortable in the scrum where you look to rebel, Shanaka, it does have an effect on you. And Abdul Malik as well in the number 10 jersey has been fabulous. So has Dimat Ambepitia. So plenty of Trinitians putting their hands up, and also early interventions by Hamza Abdin, I thought, really changed the momentum of the game as well.
Yes, I think all those lads you mentioned were really good, and that's, if you are a Trinity fan, that's something to take note of, because it's very difficult to pick one player who stood out, because almost everyone has been very good. I think Jayasena has maybe given away a couple too many penalties. Malik has controlled the game really well, hasn't he, Sudarshana? Took the wind completely out of the sails. Udan Vijayakon has been superb as well. One of the best games I've seen him have, and that might be a flying wedge. Yes, Wesley just losing the plot towards the end of the game. And that's it as we come back, and we'll, despite the really good defensive work from the Trinity forwards, I think we're agreed that Abdul Malik is our Swiss Tech player of the game.
Well, 20-point victory in this semi-final, which the Double Blues were tipped as the absolute favourites coming into the game. Trinitians have found a way. They've showcased that they will pace it at their own right. They will pace it the way they want to. They've travelled to Colombo thrice, and they've booked their 4th visit as well. Fabulous work from the Trinity lads, who will be celebrating, but commiserations to Wesleyites who are not able to go the next step. They had a fabulous run up to this game in the pre-quarter final and also in the semi-final, but the Trinitians proving a little too much.
Yes, it was a professional performance from this Trinity outfit. They came through and scored early and never looked back. Just allowed Wesley into the game towards the middle of that first half. But since they came back from that halftime huddle, they were absolutely scintillating. 49 points to 29 is how it ended up. They scored 23 points in that second half. So it was a good performance in the first and second half from Trinity, something we have seen for the first time this season. And Wesley just not having enough in their tank. Here's the first try. Shahan Altaf handing off to Nishit Kumarasinghe, and him scoring his second try as well. Maybe needing to do a little bit more support and jackling work, as Mohammad Fawaz was charged down, and Evin Jayasena touching down there, closely followed by his other second row, Akash Fernando, and the conversion knocked over by Altaf as well. And that time it was Atvindu who went over for Wesley. Akash Fernando scampered in for an 18-meter run. Not often that second rowers get to do that. He'll remember that one for a while. And that was converted as well, as Wesley finally got over at the end of the game from Hivin Vitmika. And that was converted as well. And it's going to be a long week for Wesley as they go back. But for Trinity, it's going to be a tough week as well, as they prepare for the winners of tomorrow's semi-final between Isipatana and Royal.
49 points to 29. Where's how it ends? 7 tries, all 7 converted by Trinity College, and that's something they will be absolutely delighted about, despite Shahan Altaf missing that important penalty at that time, at that phase of the game. Wesley, 5 tries, only 2 converted. Mohammad Fawaz looked like he was under tremendous pressure before suffering that unfortunate ankle injury. Abdul Malik, Swiss Tech perfect player of the match in this semi-final, and what a Saturday for the Trinitians, securing their spot in the final in the Dialog Schools Rugby Knockouts 2026, and also securing their spot in the semi-final of under-19 two-day final, which are played as a 3-day encounter, having secured. They did go down in the first innings to Nalanda and winning the game outright. Fabulous work for the Trinity lads. Both the buses, they are playing in Katunayaka as well. Both the buses will most probably meet halfway for some dinner, and they will be enjoying their ride back to Trinity.
Well, looking at those key stats, it's interesting to note that there were only 2 tries between the two teams, 7 for the winners and 5 for the losers, but those conversions proving so crucial, as we will join you tomorrow from what is another stunner of a match. Isipatana taking on Royal in a rivalry that has been one for the ages in recent times, and whoever wins that one gets the opportunity to face a superb Trinity team that have booked the first slot in the finals of the Dialog Schools knockout tournament. Who will meet them? We'll find out tomorrow when we join you on the Papare from wherever you are in the world. From Sudarshana Piris and myself, it's good night for now. We'll see you in 24 hours.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
3, 2, 1, roll off.
ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to ThePapare.
Welcome to the live broadcast on ThePapare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
The Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.
Abans fridge kiyanne. Abans fridge kiyanne. Paulata harima fridge ekak. Abans family ekata hariyana ape rate fridge එක.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Saratama enjoy කරන්න party එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. You
Rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
That was summer refresh when the train got to go.
Night go. Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
ගෙවන් යන්න ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න. ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න. ලොකු පොඩි හැම ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න. ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න. හොඳම ෆෝන් එකක් ගන්න. ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Let's KFC. Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවුසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
For passion, a competitive spirit is for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right. Real energy.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසිකූල්. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
කිචන් එක අබාන්ස් කරන්නේ දැන් වයිෆුත් හැපි එකේ ඉන්නේ. වයිෆ් හැපි කරන්න කිචන් එක අබාන්ස් කරන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
එතකොට මහත්යාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Experience what it means to have true peace of mind with NDB credit cards. NDB credit cards, the advantage in your wallet.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
ලීසින් එක ගත්ත වේගෙන්ම හවුසින් ලෝන් එක ගන්න ළඟම LB ෆයිනෑන්ස් එකට එන්න.
සීන විමන් මවනා ඔබටයි.
Perfectly ස්විස්ටෙක් ඇලුමිනියම් ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසි කූල්. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.